Hello guys, welcome. Today we are going to make a tutorial video for the Dwarven faction start. Dwarves is a very tanky faction, um, but they should not defend. If you get attacked by, start always very important. The start from the dwarves as any other faction, it's very important. So you need to have a good start as dwarves, um to to keep pushing toward your opponent and pressure on him the whole game. Now it's very important to know and to check what your opponent is, and it is elves. We found that it is elven race from the score. From this banner. The start for the dwarfs. One of the start is this we're doing now. It's the most basic start. Um, go, Hall of Kingsmen, Hall of Warriors. And I recommend it so much versus the elves. If you want to creep as dwarves, you should start earlier. You should start with creeping early, but for now we can defend with guardians battalion, and always get more tunnels for the dwarves, because the dwarven units are very expensive. In compared to other factions the units. For example, goblins, they cost 80, Mordor orc 100, but dwarves 300. So we need to make many tunnels so we can have more income. More tunnels near the enemy and more tunnels in our base. And we should get guardians to defend our tunnels. More guardians to defend. If, for example, Lorien warriors attack us, or maybe Misson sentries like this one. Alright. This is one of the start. And archery range I recommended versus goblins against elves. Another battalion, another barracks of the guardians, so we can spam more. More more units towards the enemy. Now we have like 3 battalion of guardian. We can have a great push toward our opponent. And meanwhile we keep making more units, more infantry, basic unit, and more guardians. And we can get phalanx to creep. But so far, this is what we're doing. 1 battalion to follow the archers. This is what we need. The archers should be followed and killed by one of the guardians, and the others will just destroy buildings or farms. Okay, and now phalanx. This is a great start. You don't need always to go battle wagon. Men of Dale is a great choice as well. To go for Men of Dale is something you really need. Against, you see no horses from the enemy, 2 barracks. So Men of Dale will deal lots of damage. Dwarves have one of the best start of the game. Dwarves have one of the best start in this game. More we can creep with 2 buildings with 2. We can creep with 2 places at the same time. 1 phalanx here, and we build a tunnel here so we can creep the other one. And keep sending guardians to the enemy. Okay, so you don't always need to go for battle wagon. You can go for the archery range as well, and I think this is better to defend, because with the Men of Dale you can defend better your tunnels. If the enemy go for horses, I think it's not gonna be a good idea. Let's fight, because dwarves are slow. They can never outrun. They can't outrun the spikemen. And more delivery for the guardians. And meanwhile we're creeping. If the enemy goes, however, for horses, dedicate one of the barracks. Dedicate one of the barracks for pikemen, and the other barracks is gonna be for the phalanx. I mean, guardians and phalanx. Okay, we're still pressuring on him, and he managed to destroy our tunnel. Could have repaired it. Okay, he was just taking this building, but we're gonna creep anyway. We can creep with guardians. They're so tough. Okay. And now we need the battle wagon. Like combination of all kind of units. Soldiers, um, soldiers and archers and pikemen. Like you can have. And now we're gonna get the horses. We got the hobbits. It's so great to have horses. I mean, hobbits. I meant to pressure on the enemy. So, hobbits and the rally call on hobbits and the guardians. Now they're gonna do a push while we're gonna focus on something different. We're gonna focus on getting closer near the enemy. Aggressive stance, and these are gonna be defensive stance, because always archers should be aggressive stance, and others we can take hobbits. Okay, against elves, hobbits are really important. Now, command point should be always improved all the time. All the time, the command point should be improved. And we get closer to the enemy. You get one battle wagon, and it's numbering the barracks is also important. For example, we get number 1 for control 1, control 2, control 3, control 4. This way you can refer to your barracks and recruit more all the time. Okay, this is like a push strategy, making farms everywhere. If you want to make a sneaky strategy, like use the siege hammer on the corner. Alright, we can easily win. We just need to fire. Men of Dale, you know, dwarven units are very tanky, and Men of Dale behind them can deal lots of damage. So they're gonna last forever. We have so many guardians. You see how much we can have from 2 barracks. It's really a lot. From 2 barracks you can spam so many guardians. And I like the start so much against the elf and men and dwarves. This doesn't work against goblins. Starting with 2 Hall of Warrior against the goblins doesn't work, because goblins can outspeed. They can outspeed your guardians, and they can destroy all of your tunnels. And Siege Hammer is also amazing against the elves to destroy their buildings from sneaky places. So this build order, 2 Hall of Kingsmen, is the best versus elves, dwarves, and men. Yeah, it works perfectly. And you need to spam a little bit of tunnels and defend at the start, okay? At the start of the game, you should defend against and with dwarves. You should defend until you get 3 battalions, and then make a sneaky attack and rush with 3 guardians battalions. Meanwhile, in your base, you will be doing creeping with the phalanx. Okay, this is what the dwarves can do. Now we're gonna try it against spammy faction like Mordor. Okay, you know Mordor spam lots of stuff, and it's not gonna work. The two Hall of Warriors. We need axe throwers against Mordor and goblins, and Angmar, because they spam so many tier 1 units, and guardians cannot follow. It's not gonna be efficient to send a guardian battalion which costs 300 resources to follow one battalion of orc, which costs 80 resources. Doesn't make sense. And it needs lots of time to kill it. So you can even start with this one. Archery range for the axe throwers. And yeah, it really works perfectly to start with axe throwers, defending against orc of Mordor. And after this archery range axe throwers, you go for the guardians barracks, and you should not let, if you are against your opponent human, you should not show him what you're doing. Like, don't send one tunnel and send the guard and send the axis throwers to attack his farms. Don't do that. It's wrong, because he will know that you started with axe throwers, and then he will counter your start with horses, for example. Like, he can get Haradrim horses. So what you can do now is creep and expand your economy by making more tunnels all over the map, and creep more resources for to earn more resources. And this barracks is gonna be for the phalanx. You know, phalanx can protect the axe throwers, and axe throwers can creep warglar. They cannot creep troller. Okay, you can defend. This is what all the good players do. They defend. No battle wagon, no nothing at the start. Just okay, you can kill this. Yeah. It looks like this AI is sending very early. Uh, Actually, we can kill it. It's fine, it's fine. And more increasing for the command point always. Phalanx, we can creep also with this. So what we're doing now is forming a huge army of Axors and Phalanx. So we can use that with a big push. You don't need battle wagon for now. Now what we're gonna do is get buildings closer to the enemy, and always use the alt to do multiple order. Okay, more units. And we build our tunnels near the creep, for example near Warglar, so we can get money from that. And near Troller, if we can build one here, that would be great. And not always phalanx, like 2 battalions of phalanx, combination of guardians and phalanx. Phalanx can die very quickly against archers, while guardians, they need forever to be killed against archers. Okay, more tunnel here to defend this area. Anyway, we're still creeping, and we have a huge army with the Rally Call. Normally players don't wait that long. They harass you with more soldiers, with more orc or Islings. Just defend until you get an army, a huge army to harass with it. Okay. Now we defended. Now we're gonna push. It is time to go for a big push here, for example, with this huge army. Alright, this is a really huge army. We should always keep some units inside the tunnel to defend. Alright? And more increasing for the command point. And more tunnels. So these 2 battalions inside, if we get attacked in one of the tunnels, we defend with that. That's gonna be devastating. All good dwarven players start like this. A huge dwarven army attacking the enemy. Okay, now we can defend this place as well. And it's time to get the battle wagon. Now we're gonna buy the battle wagon. And we can creep also this place. He's capturing it, but we're gonna creep it. Battle wagon to increase the power. Yeah, this army, we don't need to look at it. It can do whatever it wants, because once you really call your army, it's not gonna die. Like, it doesn't really die. If they get very tanky and they are gonna fight. We can attack from multiple sides. And the battle wagon, and keep increasing our command point. Doesn't matter now anymore, the command point. If he, however, gets Haradrim Lancers, which is this barracks, Haradrim Palace is level 2, we can get King Brand. King Brand snipes the Haradrims with his you know, slam shot, and it's very important to get him. Actually, King Brand, guys, is always great versus all kind of forces. King Brand is the best against all kind of forces, like Gondor Knights and Rivendell Lancers, or maybe uh, Haradrim Lancers. So we need King Brand. Right. Okay. Is the most perfect is to get two Hall of Warriors from here. I hope the builder did not get stuck. We can put him inside the tunnel so he's not gonna get stuck. Wait, he's not gonna get stuck, right? These builders get stuck. Okay, and he didn't get stuck. Now he is unlocked. You can get two Hall of Warriors. One for the Guardians, one the Phalanx, and one for the one Guardians, one Phalanx, one Axors, and always do transition. Okay, we're pressuring meanwhile. Hobbits always pick the hobbits. Why? Because you can have a pressure power. If you go here, it's gonna be defensive power. This one is defensive. Use this pathway if you are under attack by Mordor or Goblin and against Isengard, and you're having a hard time. You repair tower. You summon a tower. You build a tower, and you repair the tower and make a recruitment of Dale, and this is like defensive strategy. You can get resources and just defend with Men of Dale. This is an aggressive strategy. Rally call and Hobbit summon, and then the barrage. A very aggressive strategy. This gives you an army, additional army. For example, Mordor, they don't have a summon in their 10 PowerPoint. So you can have a summoned battalion, three battalions and four heroes of the hobbits, and this is additional army, so you can even pressure more. Um, and yeah, it is over now. So that's it, I guess. Is the pressure is very important, but you don't want, as I said, the most important point as dwarves is don't lose your units at the start of the game, and try to earn resources from the creep, because dwarven units cost 300. 300 is expensive. Axors are also expensive, 250. Um, you need all kind of stuff. And I don't recommend the battle wagon. Battle wagon should be recruited after at least 5 tunnels. At least 5 tunnels you should recruit. After that, a battle wagon. Before 5 tunnels, I think it's you're killing your own economy. Okay, you need 5 tunnels to go for the battle wagon. Yeah. So leadership, always this is a powerful upgrade to make the guardian stronger. And King Brand, we needed him to snipe the horses of the Haradrims, or if you are against Men of the West, Gondor Knights. And yeah, it's over now. This oil barrel most effective versus spammy units like Orc and goblins clumped in one area, and Orc archers. So let me also talk about dwarves versus Mordor more. Mordor, Men of Dale are very important, and if you feel that the Mordor is pressuring more and more with Orc and the Easterlings combined, what you can do against that is get Men of Dale and make towers. Yeah, one tower, build one tower each side of the map, and put Men of Dale in it and statue near that. It's gonna be like an outpost to defend the region or this area. Okay, it's very important, guys. The dwarves need to defend sometimes. If your opponent is spamming you and killing your command point, you need to defend and keep spamming command point. You need more tunnels, so you don't go behind with command point. And try to do sneaky attack with guardians and phalanx with rally call. This is very important. And the Axor is to defend your tunnels at the start, and after that, Men of Dale. The start is always from as dwarves is gonna be 2 tunnels. You can however go for a very early start. Like I'm gonna explain it now. Um, if you guys want, you can do this, but in my opinion, it's risky and it kills your economy. So always go for 2 tunnels, okay? Before you recruit. You can do for another strategy like this. You send you one builder, one farm near your base, and it's gonna be the only farm. And you go directly to creep something with that. Like, as you can see, no other tunnel. But it is risky, so you should know what you're doing. Um, one tunnel here. All right. So what you're gonna do now? It's a very aggressive start from the dwarves. Build a phalanx, creep, get guardian, and attack the enemy. This is one of the start. You can. You're not gonna be able. I mean, you don't need to defend anything because you don't have already any tunnel around your base except this one, and you can easily defend this one if you have guardian here. So what we're gonna do is creep this warglar, and then we go to the enemy. As I said, it's still very early stage of the game. This is like a dwarven rush. This works against players who make horses. Always love to make horses. And you need to make your tunnels near. Actually, the tunnel is better be like this on the corner. But at the start of the game, first 3 tunnels, you need them to be at least 95% or 97%. Tunnels, they give you resources. Alright. ROTWK we are again. So, Guardians and Phalanx harassment. The AI always goes to the outpost, and that's great. AI is different than players. Players play in a different way, and that's good. Phalanx to even creep more of the stuff in the game. And against Isengard. Against Isengard as dwarves. Yeah, we haven't talked about this. As dwarves against Isengard, you need Men of Dale and Battle Wagon. Actually, Battle Wagon very early. I think Battle Wagon. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this now. Maybe I haven't talked about it before. Battle Wagon, like against men, elves, and the dwarves, you can go for 2 Hall of Warriors and then the Forge work, or you can go for 1 Hall of Warrior and one Battle Wagon, and after that you go for another Hall of Warriors. Like, just if you go for this start, um, if you go for this start, like Battle Wagon, Hall of Warrior and then Battle Wagon, just get only one Battle Wagon and always focus that the dwarves are fighting the troll, not fighting as the house of the troll. Okay. Yeah, if you start this, go always for only one Battle Wagon, don't spam them. Spamming the Battle Wagon is wrong. Only one battalion, because your opponent will have lots of pikemen anyway. So only go for one battalion. And we always defend your tunnels. It's very important to defend your tunnels. And now we're gonna get another Hall of Kings men, a Hall of Warriors. I always mistaken between these. Okay, we got the first Battle Wagon. We don't need the other one. That was a mistake. Why shouldn't we make another one? Because we need command point and money for other stuff. Other stuff. Like more expanding. And hold on a second. We have a Battle Wagon. Ooh, look at this. This troll actually is helping us by killing the orc warrior from that place. Okay, more infantries, and more command point. At this stage, it doesn't matter anymore. Whatever you do, you're gonna win anyway. Let's buy the siege hammer and finish his fortress. And always, always more command point. Dwarves is a very lovely faction. Once you play the dwarves, you will love it because you're gonna. Okay, we can also defend our tunnels if you want with this pathway. Dwarves, once you have a push power, you can always win against your opponent. For example, this push we're gonna do now, right now. This tunnel is too far away. We need to find a closer tunnel. Maybe here. Okay, is this the battle wagon with the guardians? He has no pikeman. Uh, this push is gonna destroy the enemy. The push of the dwarves with the leadership. The battle wagon is a leadership, like Sudin King start. Alright. Closer tunnel to the enemy, and we harass his economy more and take the resources. And siege hammer now. So against Isengard, I also recommend to get King Brand. King Brand is the best because he can snipe the Uruk-hai pikemen, and your battle wagon will trample the Uruk-hai as the rest, Uruk-hai swordmen. King Brand is very, very important. We're gonna get him once we have enough command point. Alright. Can get the siege hammer now and directly go to the fortress. You don't need to do anything else, just the fortress. And always, always, always keep and never forget spamming tunnels. Because your command point is 500 now, you need it to be higher. A rally call. As I said, if you want the defensive pathway, go for the Dwarven Riches. If you want to be aggressive, go for the Hobbits. And we're gonna go for to be more aggressive. Alright. Okay, and the battle wagon should be near this place to give leadership. Oh god, the Guardian Siege Hammer is so deadly, guys. So deadly it is. Okay. Okay, a King Brand. I mean, we needed him before, but now it doesn't matter anymore. And yeah, best start of the game is for the dwarves, in my opinion. They have the best start with the strong units, guardians and phalanx. And yeah, you can push and destroy many farms of your opponent. The problem, I mean, for your opponent against the guardians and the dwarven phalanx is that your enemy cannot kill them with his soldiers at the beginning of the game. So he needs the archers. Like if he is any race, a Lorien, if he is elves, a dwarven, if you are dwarves and your opponent is elves, he needs archers to kill the dwarves. Axe throwers are against Mordor. You can start with them against Mordor goblins and get the barracks. We talked about that, the phalanx barracks. You can also go for axe throwers against Angmar. Because you can defend Gundabad Orc with axe throwers. And King Brand is very important versus Angmar, just like Faramir is important against Angmar, because he can kill the Wolf Rider. So you can start with him, Faramir and King Brand. Not, I mean, as the first hero, not at the start, definitely. There is no hero start. At least, like, you should have 6 to 7 farms to get one of these heroes. What else do we talk? Against Mordor, yeah, King Brand can snipe the Haradrim Lancers and kill them all with slam shot. This is the dwarven power. Yeah, against now dwarves versus dwarves. Never go for battle wagon, in my opinion. Get 2 Hall of Warriors, spam phalanx and guardians, creep the map and harass your opponent with guardian. And if you go for a 3 Hall of Kingsman, Hall of Warriors, I mean, the barracks of the dwarves. It is good because you need banner and more guardians, and you need also the zealots. Zealot can be obtained from the level 3 Hall of Warriors. If you creep the inn, try to get hobbits against dwarves mirror. Most important unit is hobbits between dwarves mirror, along with zealots. All right. Against dwarves mirror, we talked, and the start is always gonna be, guys. I'm gonna repeat it. Dwarves mirror. And dwarves versus men and elves. Try to get second Hall of Warrior. Always second Hall of Warrior. You can, however, go for Battle Wagon if he makes archers. If the Elven player is spamming Lorien archers, get after the Hall of Warrior, a siege work, and get Battle Wagon. Only one Battle Wagon. And after that, you can get the second Hall of Warriors barracks. You need to spam guardians and phalanx and to harass your opponent's farms. And battle wagon will just make your opponent make him careful with the Lorien archers or Gondor archers spam. This is what you can do best versus men and elves and the dwarves. Dwarves, you don't need battle wagon. Okay. Now against forces of evil, goblins Angmar and goblins Angmar and Mordor. Axe throwers, we also talked about that. We covered everything in today's session. Hopefully, guys, you can improve from what I just gave you. Dwarves is an important faction and has the best start in the game. Once you start good against your opponent, you can deal lots of damage to his economy at the start, and therefore he's not gonna have resources to recover. Thanks for watching and have a good day, friends. Bye bye.